I believe Ashton Jeanty was absolutely robbed for the Heisman Trophy. I was there. I was at the interviews. I did the one-on-one interviews with all four of the guys. And Dylan Gabriel was fantastic. Cam was fantastic as well. Even Jeanty. There's just something about Travis Hunter that I didn't like. He's a fantastic talent. He's really going to be the first corner/wide receiver drafted in the first round. We've never seen anything of the likes of this type of player. There's nobody that's ever gone to the NFL as a first-round draft pick, quote-unquote, wide receiver slash corner DB. But the fact is, Travis Hunter is a big ass. And while I was standing there taking pictures, I was standing right next to Travis. I was right there by Ashton and Cam. What was so interesting to me is Cam, there was somebody that asked him a question. Where would you rather go, the Giants or the Jets? And he sat there and he says, listen, Joe can draft me. I'm the best quarterback in this class. He said that, and he trains with Shador. But he came out and he said, Cam, very honestly, and I like Cam. He's very straightforward, cool, collective, great personality. You're better off going to the Jets, not because the Jets have better luck than the Giants, because they don't. The Jets haven't won a championship in almost 55 years, and the Giants have won 4 in 40-something years. I said, with the talent that the Jets have set up for you, you have a chance to win now if you want to win now. And I turned around, and Travis was standing right next to him. He looked at him, and he went, the Jets? Give me a break. And I turned around very calmly, and I said, don't worry, Travis, the Jets aren't drafting you. We don't want you here. And I don't know what's going on with what Deion Sanders tells his kids. And he's already come out and said to Shador, if the Jets are sitting there, his son will not go to the Jets. If the Jets are sitting there in 7 or 8 and Shador's still on the board, his son is not playing there. He's not playing for Cleveland, Carolina. He is not playing for those 3 or 4 teams. And the Jets were one of those teams. So I don't know what Deion is telling him, but shots fired. Because I wasn't a big fan of Travis Hunter anyways. And when he goes up there and he does the things that he does, you don't even know the organization. You're going to the NFL. You should be happy no matter who drafts you. You're going to be a professional athlete. You're going to make millions and millions of dollars, and you're going to help your family out for many generations. And you're going to go out there and throw the Jets under the bus. You're in New York City, the 2 major New York teams, the Jets and the Giants, and if you want to say the Buffalo Bills, and the one team you want to tarnish and you want to take shots at is the New York Jets. Shame on you. And I sat there with Prince, and I had a conversation at dinner, and I spoke about Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter. And I said, Travis is an amazing, amazing talent. And you know, Prince, you were drafted in the first round. You came from Nebraska. The Giants drafted you. I sat there, and I told the truth. And I don't like Travis Hunter's attitude. I think his attitude, he takes it to a whole nother level. He thinks he's better than everybody else. We've seen corners, we've seen quarterbacks, we've seen defensive linemen, we've seen offensive linemen come to the NFL and demand where they want to go. We know Eli Manning, it worked out for the Giants. It doesn't always work out that way. Travis Hunter is a great talent. Going back to what I saw this year, some people say we've argued. Me and Fish have argued on this show. He thinks that Travis Hunter is going to be a wide receiver. He's going to be a star wide receiver in NFL. I think that if he's a top 10 pick, which he will be, he's going to be drafted as a corner. He will be used in the slot. And I heard Deion Sanders come out and say that there's no doubt in his mind before the Heisman Trophy was obviously awarded to Travis, that he said that Travis is going to win the Heisman. Travis, to me, was not the Heisman Trophy winner. I knew, being there, that this was not about the best player in the world. It's a popularity contest. That's what Travis Hunter is. He's a name. He stands for something. There's no doubt he deserves to be there. What he has done this year has been fantastic. Is his team in the tournament? Did he help his team go play in a tournament game? He's not one of the final 12 teams. Dylan was. Now everybody's going to say, Ashton Jeanty plays for Boise State. The last running back to have the numbers that Ashton Jeanty had in a season was Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders, arguably the greatest running back of all time. And Cam, he had a sensational year, especially the second half for Miami. Who would have thought that the Miami Hurricanes were going to be as good as they were this year? And then Dylan Gabriel, the starting quarterback for the best team in the nation, the number 1 team in the nation. But they decided to give it to Travis Hunter. Charles Woodson, and I give a shout out to Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson was the last corner to win a Heisman. He was the last one. Michigan, remember that? Fantastic player. He had a great career in the NFL. He was a corner, and then they moved him to safety. He was a star corner and a star safety in the NFL for a very, very long time. He was a defensive player of the year. He's the only player to do, if I'm not mistaken, he's the only player in NFL history, Charles Woodson, to win a Heisman, to win a Super Bowl, to be an MVP, and defensive player of the year. Is Travis Hunter Charles Woodson? Now, we don't know. But my answer to that, not a chance. And that's not taken away from his talent and what we've seen so far in college. This guy, no, and I don't like when he goes on the field and he bickers and he cries about things. He cried to his quarterback, Shador, when he wasn't seeing the ball enough. He was crying to the referee when he was getting pulled. This is what happens. Wait until you play in the NFL, buddy. Wait until you see when you play against Sauce, when he's yanking on you. Wait until you, if you're playing at the wide receiver position, wait until you're a corner and there are wide receivers that are going to beat you on the outside as well as on the inside. We're not going to outrun them. They're just as fast or even faster than you are. You think you could beat Tyreek Hill in a race? Good luck. It's a different game. The NCAA and professional football are completely different. It's faster. It's harder. And I'm going to tell you this right now. There are not many guys like C.J. Stroud that's just going to step on a field and figure it out. 1, 2, 3. But again, I loved what I saw at the event. I asked him a question when all four were on the stage. My question was to him, how does it feel to be compared to a guy like Charles Woodson, who was the last corner to win a Heisman? And he says, I don't want to be looked at as a Heisman, as a corner. I want to be looked at as a wide receiver, really. Look at what I did. And that's all he speaks about. He's a flair player. That's what he is. And if you want to play in the NFL, if the coach tells you want to be a corner, if the coach tells you he'd rather you be a corner, that's what you're going to play, buddy. And you're not going to go crying. You're going to cry to Dion? You're going to call him up?